Welcome back, everybody. Today we are here to talk about The Walking Dead Season 10 Episode 2 and do a trailer breakdown for the episode. We're going to go through it and break down the trailer shot by shot. So if you haven't seen the premiere or you aren't caught up with The Walking Dead, spoiler warning. But with that being said, let's get into it. Alright, so it looks like this episode is going to be focusing a lot on the Whispers and what they've been up to since, there was a bit of a time jump between the season 9 finale and the season 10 premiere. A couple of months have gone by because of the storm, and we know that Alpha and Beta and the Whispers, they pretty much like migrated and left because that's what they do. So this is gonna probably be like them heading back. But before we get into the actual trailer, I want to go ahead and read the synopsis and the title of the episode. So the title is "We Are the End of the World," and that was what Alpha and Beta said. And they actually like dropped the trailer a couple of weeks ago, promoting season 10, and that's like words exactly that Beta and Alpha said. So we are the end of the world, and the synopsis says a flashback reveals the origins of Alpha and Beta. Alpha attempts to tighten up Lydia as they prepare to walk with the dead. The Whispers create their herds. So that's exciting because I really want to learn more about Alpha and Beta, especially Beta, because we did get that flashback episode of Alpha, and that was her, in her introduction, which was a great episode, and we learned so much about Alpha before she even met any of the main characters. So I'm happy they're doing something similar with Beta, and it looks like we're gonna learn, when Alpha and Beta actually met each other, and actually forming the Whispers, which is exciting. The only part I'm a little bit I'm kind of curious about is the toughen up Lydia part, because Lydia right now is with Alexandria, so I'm assuming that's gonna be a flashback thing, unless it has to be a flashback thing, because the trailer, it's not going to be like a full flashback episode. I think the trailer kind of shows that it's going to be both flashbacks and then also, current day during the apocalypse. So that's interesting to me. How I don't know if it's going to be the same actress playing Lydia to do the flashbacks, or going to do a younger version of Lydia again. But I am very excited to see more about the Whispers, because they're doing a really good job with the show version of the Whispers. They're really fleshing out the characters in the Whispers, and I feel like they've only been on for half a season, but I feel like I know them so much. I feel like I know them more than Negan in a way, because we just learned so much about them. So they're doing a real good job with the Whispers, and I'm excited to see what else they do. But let's get into this trailer. So the trailer opens up with a Whisper camp, and this looks to be like probably a new camp that they built during the storm, and they probably went far away. And we have these Whispers walking by, and they're carrying logs and stuff. But then we zoom into Alpha and Beta, and it's interesting to me how Beta's the one shaving Alpha's head. It really shows you how much control Beta or Alpha has, and how much respect Beta has for Alpha. But I do think in this episode there's going to be a lot of tension among the Whispers, especially Gamma too, because Beta is sort of, I think he's a little bit like suspicious of Gamma, and we're going to talk about it when we get to that part of the trailer. But this episode looks to have some tension within the Whispers, which is always good. I like how they're not only they're not only villains to us, but we're actually learning about the group and exploring the group and stuff like that. So that's great. And while Beta is shaving Alpha's head, he's saying that we are far from the enemy, the fear will subside. So he's pretty much telling her that hinting that we should go back because it's been a while, or we haven't been in that area for a while, so they might not respect the borders, and they might not be scared anymore or relaxed. And obviously the Whispers don't want that. And we saw what happened at the end of episode 1, when Carol and Alpha pretty much saw each other and eye to eye, and they had that stare down, that final stare down, which was awesome. And I think it's definitely going to set up something that could happen in the future. But that pretty much shows us that they're going to go back, obviously, because I think this episode is going to be like the timeline, like the events that happened in episode 1. We're just going to see it from their perspective, and probably by the end of episode 2 they're going to come back to that area, and then we're going to get into the Whisper War. And right after this scene, it does this real quick cut to this shot, just like a real quick shot of Beta looking through some bars, and it goes back to wherever the Whispers are, and this is interesting, this quick little cut to this scene of Beta. And I think this could be a flashback scene, because in this scene it looks like Beta could be on his own. I don't know how far back we're gonna learn about Beta. In the comics, Beta, he's a basketball player, and I don't know if we're gonna learn about his pre-apocalypse occupation. I don't know if it's gonna be like a basketball player or I mean, Fear the Walking Dead sort of hinted that he could be. I made a video talking about there was like an Easter egg of somebody on a like an album cover that looked like Beta. He could possibly be like a musician or something. But I don't know if we're gonna learn about his pre-apocalypse stuff or we're just gonna learn the Whispers forming. I think we're gonna learn the Whispers forming because his pre-apocalypse stuff isn't that important, I think. Anyways, after that cut, we go back to where the Whispers are, and we have them walking on this road, and Beta looks over and he gives Gamma like a side eye. And I think, like I said in the beginning of the video, it looks like he's gonna be suspicious of Gamma because she's gonna be causing some problems within the Whispers. After that scene, and after Beta is talking to Alpha and, you know, pretty much sort of like persuading her to go back to the area they were before, like near Alexandria in those communities, he puts up this mask and Alpha looks at it. Now, I don't think this is gonna be Alpha's mask that he puts on, because we know Beta puts on Alpha's mask for her, but it looks to like have some emphasis on this mask, like he's showing her the mask. So I don't know if this is like possibly closer to some of the other communities and they found this mask and they're suspicious that maybe somebody killed a Whisper or what, or this could be Gamma's mask or another Whisper's mask. But there seems to be some emphasis on this one. And then we also have this shot of the Whispers walking on this field. They're probably making their way back, and there's some smoke behind them, or fog. I'm not sure what the deal with that is. It looks to be some smoke or fog. But what I wanted to say is I love this little shot of the Whispers because you can tell like which is Beta right away. So I just love that. But anyways, after that we get the shot of these two Whispers, and then we have another shot of the Whispers walking in the herd. And then we have this. This is an interesting shot. It looks to have there's some sort of interaction going on with the Whispers here. I don't see Alpha and Beta here at all, which is interesting because and also exciting because it looks like we're gonna learn more about some of the other Whispers. I know obviously Gamma's gonna be one, but I do remember Angela Kang had an interview a couple of weeks ago saying that they're going to explore the Whispers more, and it looks like we're going to actually have scenes with the Whispers where Alpha and Beta aren't there. This one Whisper tugs on this other Whisper. I'm not sure what the deal is, but then they cut to Alpha, and she's walking in the herd, and she takes off her mask, and it looks like she sees something, but she seems very pissed off. So I don't know if she's seeing some problem within the Whispers. Maybe they're fighting with one another, and Alpha just sorts of like just takes off her mask and just like pissed off and tries to calm down everybody. But yeah, Alpha looks like she sees something here that she doesn't like. Next we hear Beta talking to Alpha, and he's talking about Gamma and says that she unsettles the pack. So Beta like straight up does not like this girl. And this is interesting to me because I just thought of this, that maybe Gamma is trying to, like, you know, because it goes Alpha, Beta, Gamma. Last year we didn't even have a Gamma, which is Alpha and Beta. Maybe she's trying to work her way up and she's going to overthrow Beta and become Beta. That would be really interesting because they have like some sort of class here, you know, Alpha and Beta, Gamma, and maybe Beta's like frustrated, and maybe even a little bit worried that she is a smart Whisper and maybe she's gonna trick him or something, but he knows that, you know, maybe she's trying to gain some sort of leadership, some good leadership within the Whispers. Like here's another shot of Beta just giving her a side eye. So yeah, obviously Beta does not like this girl. In the next scene we have Alpha putting on Gamma's mask for her, and this kind of makes me think that, okay, yeah, definitely Beta's gonna have some issues because probably Alpha likes Gamma, and now he's super worried that maybe she's gonna take his spot or something. But based on this scene of, you know, Alpha helping Gamma put on her mask, you know, we've never seen Alpha help anybody put on a mask. You know, people put on Alpha's mask for her. So that's interesting to me. And also, after Beta says that, you know, Gamma unsettles the pack, Alpha says there is clarity in the chaos. So that kind of shows again that she probably likes Gamma and is okay with stuff that Beta's probably worrying about. There's also a shot of Beta walking up to some walkers who I think are eating something. It looks like they potentially could be eating a Whisper or something. I mean, that would be interesting if Gamma's like killing these Whispers or something. That would be interesting. I'm really excited for Gamma's character to see what she's like. And then we have Alpha sharpening her knife. We have a shot of Beta here, and then we have this shot of Alpha and Gamma. I don't see Beta here, but what if Beta died? No, I'm just joking. I don't think Beta's gonna die this early. But anyways, we see the satellite crash behind them, so this obviously shows that they're making their way back to, you know, where the other communities are, which is gonna, you know, prep for the Whisper War. And then after that, we cut back to the scene where Alpha and Beta are talking, and Alpha says, "Do you doubt me?" And Beta says, "Never." So I'm interested to see if Beta's gonna cause his own downfall. You know, maybe he's gonna stir up some problems and Alpha kills Beta. Imagine that. Imagine how crazy that would be. I mean, we've seen it before on The Walking Dead. Like, Negan killed Simon because Simon, you know, tried to revolt against Negan and pretty much caused his own downfall. So the same thing could happen with the Whispers. I think it'll be more interesting with the Whispers because of their, you know, class. They have like a class system, Alpha, Beta, Gamma. So I am a little bit curious to see if Beta is really going to cause his downfall here. But some interesting stuff with Beta coming up, that's for sure. And in the last scene of the trailer, we have all the Whispers lined up here, and it looks like Alpha's probably giving a speech or something, and she kind of raises her hands. So she's probably talking, and that is where the trailer ends for episode 2. I'm excited for this episode. I really am. It looks like we're gonna see you know, their perspective since the time jump or since the storm cleared up, and they're probably gonna make their way back. As we saw at the end of episode 1, her and Alpha were Carol and Alpha were pretty close, and then after this episode, I think we're gonna get into the Whisper War. So I'm excited for it. I'm excited to learn more about Alpha and Beta and Gamma and the Whispers. Let me know in the comments down below your thoughts and opinions. Do you think Beta is going to cause his downfall? What do you think is going to happen to Beta? Let me know in the comments down below. I am going to wrap it up there for this video, so hopefully you guys did enjoy. If you did, be sure to leave a like rating. And if you are a fan of The Walking Dead, be sure to subscribe, because now since we're in The Walking Dead season, we're going to be doing a bunch of videos and, you know, breaking down trailers and teasers and all that kind of stuff. So be sure to subscribe. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys later.